Hey guys, so I'm going to be telling you all about the baby names that my husband and I love but we won't be using. I've been seeing this video go around on YouTube and I think it's really neat. I think it's good to watch if you are pregnant and you're not sure what you're going to name your baby yet. This video is just going to be baby boy names. Go ahead and just jump into it. I'm going to be doing 5 names because we had a really hard time picking names, and my husband and I are such indecisive people, and we also do not see eye to eye on a lot of things, and baby names is one of them. The first video that you guys are watching on my channel, I am 25 weeks pregnant and we are having a baby boy. We do have a name for him and that is set in stone. It's not changing. So his name is Brody Eli and we are obsessed with the name. We did know that we really wanted, or we pretty much were almost dead set on wanting a B name, and that is because we do have a daughter who passed away in 2015 at 22 weeks gestation, and her name was Blair. So we wanted to honor her by just sticking with a name that started with the same letter as her name. And I think for any future kids, if we have any more, they will also have B names because that's just something that we like. And I think it's really cute, and so does my husband, when families have multiple kids that have names that start with the same letter. That's just kind of how we are. That is the name that we went with in case you guys wanted to know what we are naming our baby. So now I'm going to get into the 5 baby names that we are not going to be using, but we came really close to using. So the first name that we won't be using, but that my husband loves, and I don't love this name, is the name Ezekiel. And the reason we were going to go with this name was because my husband is obsessed with the name. It has a really strong biblical meaning. I really don't love the name. I don't love the way that it sounds. I think it's a little too far-fetched, or it's too far out there, at least for my first son. I feel like maybe I would let my husband choose that name if we had another boy. But if we did name him Ezekiel, we would be calling him his nickname, which would be Zeke. And the other reason that I don't like that is because to me it just sounds like a dog's name. I feel like I would name my dog Zeke, and this is in no way, meant to offend anybody if you have a son named Ezekiel. I do think it is a great name. It's just not a name that I wanted for my child, and it took a lot of convincing to get my husband away from that name. So the second baby name that we love that we won't be using is, again, a very, very close name that came close to Ezekiel, and it came close to Brody, and we almost used it. I think before we decided on Brody, we actually decided on this name, and I think it was more me that didn't really want it, but my husband was really loving it, and that name is Archer. It wasn't my first choice for a name. My husband loved it though, and I do love the way that it sounds, and I feel like if we weren't going with B names for our kids from now on, it would probably be a name that I chose. The third baby name that we love but we're not going to be using is the name that I picked out, and this was one that I love but my husband didn't love, and I don't know why he doesn't love it because I think it's so nice, but the name is Callen. I heard about this name when I first heard about the actor Callen in the Twilight movies. He's really hot, but that's not really why I liked the name. I've always liked the name Callen. I think it sounds really strong, and it just sounds like a really nice name. It's pretty solid, it's easy to spell, and I had a perfect middle name picked for it. I would have loved the name Callen Daniel, but my husband did not want to go for it. I think he almost agreed on it because he said that there was like a pro wrestler or something with the name Callen, which made him want to use the name, but he liked it for a little bit, and then he said, no, I don't want to name him that. So unfortunately, I won't be able to use the name Callen. And another name that we love but we won't be using is a B name, and it is the name Blake. And my husband kind of likes this one more for a girl, which I feel like I like it more for a boy, but we just didn't decide on it. It wasn't anything that stood out to us. We didn't love it, but we also didn't dislike it either, but it was on our list as well. And then the last baby name that we love but we won't be using this time is Brady. So we actually have decided that if we do have another boy, that we will most likely name him Brady. My husband has already told me that if we have another baby and he is a boy, that we would be naming him Brady, and already has a middle name picked out for that name as well, and his name would be Brady Carter. Just not people who want a lot of kids. Brody is our second child. Even if Blair isn't here with us, we still had her. I still had a significant pregnancy with her. I had her, like, I birthed her, so I don't think I could go through childbirth that many times. So I think I would be willing to do it one more time and call it quits and complete our family. So whatever baby number 3 is, if it's boy or girl, we will be ecstatic and we will love that baby regardless. Those are our names. I really hope you guys enjoyed them and maybe got some inspiration for them if you are looking for a name to name your son. If you guys are pregnant and having a baby, please let me know in the comments down below what name you're choosing or the names of your kids. I just love seeing what other people choose to name their kids. I'm not one of those people that judges people for names they choose. I think that names are really unique and everyone has meanings behind the ones that they choose, and that nobody should be judged for choosing a name that they really love. And as long as you love it, I think that's all that matters, and everyone else can get over it if they don't like it. And that's basically how I feel. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video.